We could go again. We could go again to hope that we get more big boy Yeti men. Yes! Big boy Yeti men! Okay.
Hello, Gomez here for the LAN channel again with another deck for you today. This time, because obviously we're just waiting for new card reveals and everything like that, I'm kind of just throwing funny decks together, and then, like, you know, once the new cards come out, I will be creating significant decks. But this one is involving Yetis and Howling Abyss, and it's called Howling Yetis. Let's get into this. So yes, as stated, the deck is called Howling Yetis. The idea is because we're using Howling Abyss, but we're using Yetis to kind of defend ourselves, but also potentially, let's just change that card back very quickly, but also potentially forcing lethal in early before even happens. So this is how this plan works. We're championless because our champions are purely coming from Abyss, from the Abyss. So here's what the plan is. We've got Yetis, so throwing so many Yetis out. We've got a little bit of draw. Got this. You're going to be saying, Gomez, why is there counterfeit goods? We will get to that, because obviously P and Z is where we're going here. So 6 cards of P and Z, it's mostly for Elion. We've got this guy who's going to be throwing our Yetis in there. This is the card that is the banter card in here as well. So because we're making copies, the idea is that we want to be getting as many Yetis and then like drawing into them. That's why there's like some like, you know, the Call of the Wild, but there's also Progress Day. There is also Static Shock. There's different methods of draw, but the main one is obviously hoping that we can Call to the Wild and get loads of them. But what we would love to have happen is Avaros and Outrider buffing one of those, buffing one of those 5/5s, therefore making them 8/8s with Overwhelm, and those are the ones that we want to counterfeit copy, because they're gonna still be 8/8s with Overwhelm, but only costing 1. That is the thing of it. They will only cost 1 with the widget. Why am I looking at this widget Outrider so much? Yes, they will only cost 1. So that's where that comes in. There is also the potential finisher of pack mentality with these Yeti boys. We also do have, like, you know, the Overwhelm Yeti and that. But Abyss is kind of the secondary plan if all else fails. It is more of a Yeti deck, a Yetis attacking in. But that is when you have nothing left to believe in the power of the random, which could, like, you know, like a ARAM landmark. That is the plan that's going on here, but that is mostly in here to make copies of those 1 cost 5/5 Yetis or 8/8 with Overwhelm Yetis. So that's the reason why it's in here. The rest of it is basically draw. A little bit of stalling, because obviously we're trying to stall for either getting big boy Yetis on the field or for our Howling Abyss, and then just draw. So I feel like the rest of the deck kind of explains itself. This is in here just because it gives us the ability to ramp up and potentially get here a little bit earlier, as well as the fact that it could potentially mean that we could throw some Yetis. Because technically, you could still throw, like, if you manage to start off with this guy in hand and then use counterfeit copies on him when he's down to like 0 cost or low cost, then obviously that's putting low cost these guys in your deck. That then means that, again, through the ability of Call of the Wild, potentially trying to draw them out. So there's a few different things going on. Don't get me wrong, Call of the Wild sometimes is literally going to give you nothing, but as I said, this is more banter than it is serious. So good times to be had by this deck. This is nowhere near a meta deck. This is more a deck just to have a bit of a laugh and fun with while we wait for the new cards to come out. But please let me know what you think down in the comment section, or it's really hard to say that word, comment section down below. Let me know what you think. If you run this deck, let me know how it goes. If you make any changes to this deck, please let me know, because the first way that I ran this deck, the first concept that I ran this deck was actually with Noxus. My first concept with this deck was actually to run it so that I had, like, kind of along the Ash Sejuani route of having the overwhelm stuff. So running the Assessor, because obviously, like all these 5/5 guys, the Assessor which is part of my big draw. I also ran Might as an overwhelm feature on top as well. But I decided to go down the P&Z route because P&Z is more like, you know, my home, that I enjoy it more than anything. So that's why I've decided to go with this, as I did, and got rid of the Noxian influences. But there is still definitely different ways of exploring and expanding off this. You could technically also put Battle Fury in this deck. Battle Fury works really well because of the fact that if you can get the Overwhelm on top of one of these Yetis, then the additional Overwhelm damage of doing an additional 8 point of damage as well. It's you can do that. It's just that I've decided to run it the way this way because Troll Charge can get you through a few different things. A little bit of draw there. I mean, obviously, you can actually make sure that this is gonna work on that Yeti, because all you've got to do is make sure you've not got a Yeti. Like, if you don't have a Yeti out already, Tall Tales. So turn 4, if you've got full spell mana, which is Tall Tales going into this, it is definitely going to buff that because it puts it at the top of your deck and that buffs the top card. So you can actually make sure it goes on if you then got counterfeit copies to then put more in deck. So there is certain moves that you can do in this deck that can ensure that certain things happen the way that you want them to. But yes, the pack mentality, lovely finisher is also very nice to run in this as well. But as I said, let me know. There is a shameless plug time. Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. If you wish to catch me live on Twitch, I do stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, as well as the fact that all through the Christmassy month that we're currently in, I am giving away Twisted Fate cards on my Thursday stream. We've had 2 winners already, so we're going to have a few more of those, as well as the fact that there will be some given away on this channel, and there will be some given away on the Twitter. So if you want to get involved, make sure you're following in all those different places. What I would do is once the set goes live, the new set, I will be in one of my videos, I will be putting like a little thing where you can either comment with something or that, and then it will put you into the YouTube one for this. But at this moment in time, I'm not running the YouTube one at the moment, but the Twitch one is still happening. Yes, all that's left to say is, well, I hope, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, but I've confused myself with what's going on right now. But thank you so much. We've actually smashed our goals. I wanted to hit 1,000 followers on Twitch and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I have now smashed both those goals because the idea was to get it by the end of the year. So thank you all so much for the support. If you wish to subscribe, you can still subscribe. And thank you, if you already subscribed, thank you for the support. Let's get in and just see how this deck does, hey? And then would you like see you for more card reveals as well? Blah, blah, blues. Is it actually legitimately going to be Anivia, so control, so Ruination? I mean, Ruination is going to be our biggest. I feel like I keep Howling Abyss. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to keep this. I said I wanted to get rid of you, but I want to keep my Howling Abyss. I don't mind having that. I can actually trade off with both the spider and this. I'm actually just gonna go because I want this to die. I want this to die so I can start putting my Yeti boys in the deck. So I don't mind trading both of these away from him because I believe that they still run Avalanche as a removal, as well as obviously like a. Oh, you're gonna become problem. I'm gonna have to throw it in front of you, aren't I? Okay, sort it. I've got another way of killing that later, so I don't mind doing this. Putting more Yetis in my deck for the potential for this to get, so it's okay. It's okay. I mean, this definitely means that this would grab something. We could go with the gamble of whether or not next, this is the time you don't want a top deck. This is the time you don't want a top deck Yeti, because top deck. I mean, technically I could have gone forward here. There was actually like no massive downside to going forward there. Right. So it's still within the top 3 cards. I feel like we defend ourselves, and then what we're going to do, like, although I could use this to stop myself from taking damage, I want to throw this out for the best chance of trying to give the Yeti Overwhelm, because we know that he's going to be within the top 3 cards. So if he's not drawn next turn, I just need to hope that it's a spell that I draw next turn. We'll see. It's a 50-50 chance at this moment in time who's going to get that buff. Is it going to be some random card? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Yes! Okay. I really would love to have. I really would love to have that spell right now, which is the counterfeit copies. But the thing of it is, do we just attack forward and see what we get?
This is our home.
Attack forward. I feel like static on top of this. Just because, sod it. I know we're giving our opponent draw. And things along those lines. But we need to remember that Ruination is a thing. That's why I kind of want to copy this instead of just playing it. I feel like Ruination and Vengeance, he's got a lot of control aspects in that deck. So before I play this, I want to know that I've got more of these overwhelmed big boy Yeti men for 1 cost in my deck. So counterfeit copies is like the one thing that I'm really trying to find right now. So next turn I could even progress though. See what's going on here? Ooh, yep, so draw on top of draw. Fair play to him, fair play. Come on, give me my counterfeit copies. Come on, come to me, counterfeit copies. That's not counterfeit copies. Okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay.
We fight for one Freljord.
It's okay. I would accept that. I can still use a troll chant to technically make sure that this guy still stays alive against that. Counterfeit copies! You've come to me, my beautiful one. Now all I need to do is keep making copies of you. Don't you worry now. It's all good. I don't actually mind now when you get throwing this guy out because I know that I've got copies of him. I could technically... Oh, I mean, it means I wouldn't be able to play you. I mean, we could see whether or not we draw another one, but no, Sonic, we've done this. I want to be able to trade off with what's on the board, so we do this move now. We go big. We go big. We could actually technically freeze.
We fight as one.
So we could actually go for the freeze move here rather than the troll charm. We actually have options here. Many options, but which one will? Oh, okay. I think we just let them. I mean, we could go with this and see. Or do we want to try and shuffle? Do we play the smart game? Do we play the smart game and pack mentality as well? I mean, right, here's the plan. My plan is I really want to throw the landmark out. I can still troll chant to save this one's life. It's still troll chant. Bearing in mind that I said, like, you know, we're in Ruination territory, so you kind of need to be a little bit careful. And then we play landmark, and then we just see what happens off landmark. Once landmark's on the board, for some reason, I will feel a slight bit better. But that landmark has to be on the board before I actually feel significantly better. I mean, we could also have said we could use harsh winds, but that would mean we wouldn't be able to use landmark. Big point is that, do I just use the big man draw move? No, we throw landmark up. Let's not be silly. He must not have Anivia right now. Otherwise, what? I mean, obviously he still gets significant buffs out of that move, but he must not have it to do that move, in my opinion. That is the move of a man who does not have. Oh no, crumble! Okay, he's got rid of one. He's got rid of one of my landmarks. He has to get rid of the others as well. We need to hope that we can top deck them. Potentially going into progress though. This turn wouldn't be a bad shout. Ah! You thought, I mean, so much. I mean, like, the smarter move is probably progress. Let's be honest. The smarter move is probably progress, though. Oh, Sonic, go on then. Let's go. I mean, the smarter move was definitely progress, though. Do we throw you out?
These old eyes still see far.
We throw you out and then we throw the big boy Yeti out. I mean, he's buffing. He's significant buffs going on in this deck right now. Significant buffs. I almost hope he does have the Ruination move. The Ruination move might actually help out. I mean, this is definitely a meme deck working off of just creating this guy as much as possible. Just to continuously buff the deck. It's quite devastating, I'm not gonna lie. It was not the deck that I was expecting to be up against, and that's what makes it amazing. So we just go forward with everything. We do have a harsh winds. Sadly, by using harsh winds, it does mean that we can't play our landmark. Also we can't play you, which is a bit upsetting. But we can still secure board. So I feel like we do these two here, so we're keeping these guys on like the best possible thing they can be on. Going to the next turn with full spell mana, keeping these guys alive. He dies, but the task that you were required to do has been fulfilled. Your debt has been repaid. You may now die, as they do in Lord of the Rings when he lets the dead people die. They have served their oath now. Their usefulness has ended. Okay. It's okay, it's okay. So, the fact that we also potentially have got pack... Well, we could have actually used pack mentality and probably would have been a better move there. But it's okay, it's okay. The fact that her health... The fact that her health is actually past what I'd be able to kill right now is not the one that you want to see. Actually, do we use pack mentality just to get you past the 2 damage which will be happening off of her? It's such an upsetting time. It's such an upsetting time. I'm actually only doing this to get past the damage which will be happening to us. I kind of then want to go for a deep hope that we can find some more of these lovely men with overwhelm. And then just go big on board. That's going to be the plan. Whether or not the plan actually goes to plan, we will find out. But that is the plan. Okay. Because he fears that, does he attack forward? Still attacks forward. Fair play, fair play. Okay, so we will be dying if we don't do anything. So, you're already dead anyway, so we might as well put you... I mean, you're not dead anyway, but I mean, your health is massively, significantly worse than everyone else's. Potentially... throwing you in front of this one because you still survive, or we could actually even throw it in front of there just to avoid his ability to draw, and then we can still use static to kill the egg is going to be the plan. This is the plan. I mean, a big part of me kind of also wants to see, like, before we use static, whether or not we can find more. Okay. We could just go big on board with Yeti men. Big on board with Yeti men. Okay, so he's doing that. That's fine. You know what? Let him have it. Let him have it. Let him have his draw. Let him have his fun. Let him have his fun. Because technically, actually, so we could go big on board with Yeti men, but we also could just make sure that we clean the board entirely, and then get rid of her. I feel like that's the better plan. Is that we just clear the board entirely and keep this guy to have as like an instant attack forward. It feels like the better move is to make sure that she just doesn't come back right now. I mean, obviously, Shadow Elves, he's got many ways of making her come back, but I should have just gone with the big beefy man. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, obviously, so Ruination is still something that he could use. Oh, so many big men. Ruination is still something that he could use.
A new era begins.
Okay. Do we potentially just go full in and try to find what we need? Okay. Sod it. We go one Yeti at a time. We go one Yeti at a time. So Rekindler, so he is bringing back. Okay. Give me more Yeti boys! Big boy Yeti men! I mean, to be fair, these are not all the big boy Yeti men that I was looking for, but at least it is somewhat big boy Yeti men. Draw as well. I mean, we could go again. We could go again to hope that we get more big boy Yeti men. Yes! Big boy Yeti men! Okay. The thing, I like... The funny thing is, like, two of these places he can defend fine. And then there is the addition. I mean, we just throw the other Yeti out. And so 2 of these places he can defend fine. He needs like another something to put out. Because 2 places he can defend fine. And then he's got places that he can't defend, or at least there's going to be overwhelm on top of them. So... GG? Question mark? No one expects the big beefy Yeti men. Go Yeti boys! I mean, he can defend in 2 places really well, and in other places not so well. He's only got 3 mana. I mean, this was not the deck. This was not the deck I expected to play against. I don't think that this was the deck that he expected to play against either. In all honesty. Because this is... Who expects this? Who expects this to be what you're up against? The big beefy Yeti men. Yes. Yes! I mean, we didn't even really get to... I mean, our Howling died ages ago. So we didn't really get to see the Howling bit of this, but we got to see the Yeti bit of this big time. Come on, there we go. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love what he was doing. His continuous killing of that, the guy who kept buffing everyone like that was genius. Without a shadow of a doubt, that was genius what we were up against. But at the same time, it wasn't Big Boy Yeti men doing significant damage, was it? The significant Yetis have come to play. Yes. I have no idea what this is. Like, it's a hodgepodge of all different things. Like, so is it going with the ephemeralness of those things? But obviously the ephemeralness can help with that, and then it's thrown with Demacia as well. So are you throwing in like single combats and that to make sure you're getting trades that you... I mean, I'm 100% not sure what the hell I'm against. I'm slightly scared. But at the same point, we're going for this. We can do this. The only thing that he's got is, so he's got like potential of crumble to kill my my landmark. That's like the only thing that he's got as a potential counter to landmark. Alright, so we can throw you down next turn so that we can at least counter at least. But obviously if he goes for an open, there's not much we can do about that. I can still technically kill... I can technically still kill the spider just so that I get draw out of this as well. And then throw you out. Or I mean, okay, I mean, yeah, I mean, or does he want to go for the level on top of her so that he can decide where things go? Not bad. Not a bad move either. I could have technically used Troll Chant to save his life, but I didn't care that much about saving my sentry, in all honesty. It sounds terrible, but I honestly did not care that much about saving the sentry's life. Throw this forward, see whether or not he goes for stopping it. If he doesn't, then we can just throw this out to get the mana crystal so that we can work off of this. It is a gamble right now because obviously we have just we've thrown this guy out, so we should have probably thrown this out so that we could have got the because we could top deck Yeti and it might not have... Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. We don't want to top deck the Yeti right now. No! I mean, I should have played this. This is what I should have played last turn rather than going big and bold with the thing. Okay, throw you out. So we get the buff out. Technically, I said I wish it would have hit you. I had the ability, because obviously, because we had counterfeit copies. So it was a gamble. It was a gamble that I sadly missed. So... I mean, we killed the Elise here. I don't really care about the spiders hitting into me. That's not exactly massive problems. I can also save this one's life. Save this one's life. Potentially just go into Howling Abyss next turn. Go into Howling. It's not a bad shout. Obviously, like, you know, he's going to be going for the level on top of that. We could have actually even thrown out the Yeti, but no, we go with... I play my Howling Abyss, and then we just see what becomes of this right now. It has now turned into, let's just... If I go forward, he just trades with the spiders, and then that just helps Thrash, so... I kind of wait. There we go. So he's going big. He's going big on spiders. He's going big on spiders, and it's obviously that's giving him more souls. Souls for the soldier. But I'm just gonna wait now just to see what this does. Don't have crumble. Don't. Okay, I thought you had crumble then. It's the fact that I just saw crumble early on, like in the other shadow which it matchup I had. I'm just like, don't have crumble. Don't have crumble. Why would you be the man who has crumble? Whew. Okay. That's quite big and bold, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, so he's gonna be attacking forward with significant damage. I mean, he's not who you want. He's not who you want, but you take him. So significant damage. So we could go with an additional throwing buffs in and just go a little bit wider on this board. I feel like we go a little bit wider on the board right now.
See the Demacian border from here.
I mean, obviously you need to remember that there's always the chance of yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'd rather that happens there than on top of him. Like, any removal that we can force out of our opponent right now, that's worked out quite nicely. Bear in mind, obviously, Ruination, but he's gonna be a turn out of Ruination now, which is mana wise. So We could use you. We could use you. We could actually use Nocturne going into you, because then that would get down this other Nocturne's fearsome. Or we just go big and bold with our big man here. I'm actually going to throw down the Nocturne first. Throw down the Nocturne first, because he's going to give everyone else fearsome, and then we throw you out. I mean, this might actually just work out for us, because obviously he gives everyone fearsome. I mean, obviously, if he's got another vengeance, which he could easily have, that's fine. Just don't. Give Solitary Monk. Give him Solitary Monk and recall everything to his hand. Recall everything to his hand. Oh, that's upsetting. So I can still play this. Still play that, which does at least mean the only person who he can put fourth is Thrash. No! Why would... Actually, no, we can still get past that, don't worry. And that means that we can get this guy's attack down by 2, which means that we can still hit in fearsomely, and he can't defend! I mean, that works out, doesn't it? In Amaroshan's name. I mean, he goes down to 1. He goes down to 1. We lose this, but I honestly don't mind. I mean, technically, maybe I should have got there so that he would have been attacking forward there. That would have been the better plan to have stopped the Thrash. I didn't actually see the other guy. My mistake was made by not seeing the other man. Nautilus as well. Actually, not that bad. Nautilus is not a bad shout. So he's grabbing this, which I honestly do not mind. We're going to be seeing... I wonder who we're going to be seeing come out of here, actually. Because it could be any one of these. I mean, Callista's not bad. Callista's not bad because I actually do get a nice trade-off with her. So that doesn't actually... That's not the worst thing that could have happened to me at all. Yeah, no, I don't mind this. Because then we've just got, like... Nautilus, or actually we go with the Overwhelm, and then we throw in a Yeti as well. Like, literally, we're at the health point now where the Overwhelm is probably going to be the spot. I mean, right, okay. Okay, Ruination. I want him to use more mana. I want him to use more mana because we are at a Ruination stage here, so we wait. Okay, right, he can no longer use Ruination. Now we go big. Now we just go big. Now we just go big. Smart moves, but we go big, we go big, we go big. I mean, technically... Okay, so we lose you, we lose that, which is a shame. We lose that, which is a shame. We've still got 2 Overwhelmed guys. Technically, we could actually go... We could... Oh, jinx. We could actually go big and bold and go with... pack mentality, just because we force the Ruination move out of our opponent if we do this, which is, in my opinion, quite funny. Because if we can force the move out of them, we can then just throw out the other guy, or even just throw Jinx out. So, if this forces a Ruination move, it actually works quite nicely for us. Weirdly. He says. Ruination? Okay. I mean, obviously, Harrowing becomes a problem. Obviously, Harrowing becomes a kind of problem for us, but it's fine. Because now we can either throw out Jinx. I feel like we just throw Jinx out here. I mean, although we could get additional damage out of other things, I feel like we throw Jinx forward. But yeah, no. Harrowing is obviously a move that he could use on us. Like, Harrowing is a move that could be used next turn, and there's really little that we've got that can work against it, but sod it. We go big. The time for going big is now. Okay, right. So there's no Harrowing move, so we're not getting punished by Harrowing, which is quite nice. Obviously, he probably let's be honest, he grabs Jinx here, right? So what we do is throw you forward, and then oh, what? I mean, okay then. So we've already killed a Callista. Okay, so Hecarim's coming out now. That's such a big man move. That is such a big man move, which does actually cause me a lot of pain and anguish. But it's okay, it's okay. Because our plan is going to be that we throw Nautilus out, which yet again causes our opponent pain and anguish. So we throw Nautilus out, and then we actually also throw Diana out as well, because there's like no reason not to, right? Actually, we could wait to give her challenge. We could actually wait to give her challenge, right? So Potentially, I mean, this game has come down to just like, what is this gonna give me that can really help me? That's what this game has come down to, and whether or not our opponent can continuously draw Ruination. That's what this game has turned into. Okay, he's not done anything because he's gonna wait for a Ruination move. So if I do this, I am massively overcommitting to this board, and if he does have Ruination, I will regret my decisions. He does not have Ruination, we're fine! I mean, that has got to be GG, right? That has got to be GG. We couldn't actually even kill Thrash if we just throw out the Static Shock. This got to be... Oh! Oh no! It's taken from us right at the end! It is taken from us! So close to this actually giving me victory, but of course no. GG. Well done. Shenemote there. Oh! Oh, I was so close. I didn't know which way this was going to go, but yes, no, the atrocity. This deck, just such unexpectedness. So close, and yet so far. In the end, it didn't even matter. Okay, so Misfortune with Freljord. So there's not much Scout in Freljord, but obviously there's buffs and things that could save Misfortune's life in Freljord. I feel like we get rid of you. I could potentially keep Troll Chant for helping get past like the Misfortune thing, but I feel like what we do here is we just go big and bold with Yetis. So we throw Yetis on the board and then Tall Tale. That's gonna be the plan here. Throw the Yetis on the board and Tall Tale. I mean, such a bold open emote. Such a bold open emote there. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna throw forward this, and then we're gonna make sure that we throw another Yeti out, and then next turn use Tall Tales. We actually have another ability of getting another Yeti out. We've got so many different things going on right now. But there will be Yetis, you can be sure of that. So if he throws Misfortune out next turn, we just use this to get a Yeti on the board, and that basically like stops. I mean, I say it stops her. Technically, he could have a freeze move that could stop like the attack from going in, but it does mean it's not as easy as he thought it was gonna be. That's gonna be the thing. It's not gonna be as easy as he thought it was gonna be. We could actually emote back. We got one attack in. just wanted to show our opponent that we got one attack in. It's very important that they realise that we got one attack in. So potentially, oh, I was actually expecting Misfortune. Okay. No one expects the Yeti boy. Okay, so he's going to be getting more damage in on my core with this attack forward. Don't honestly mind putting this in front of this. We can go with the Arrows and Chapper so that we're putting more Yetis out, or we could actually just go for an immediate attack forward in the hopes of being able to just give ourselves that little bit more. I mean, considering the fact we've just top decked Fevergy, so the Overwhelm minion, which is then also going to give me an additional mana crystal, is not a bad thing to be putting on this board right now. So throwing you out, giving ourselves an additional mana crystal so that we're getting closer to the landmark. I mean, this is, admittedly, he's now got a scout minion, so if he does have Misfortune, he's going to be attacking into our core several times really quickly. It's okay. This is our way. So he hasn't got Misfortune out yet. So it's okay. I say. Okay. I don't mind that living here. There's nothing I can do that can stop that from living anyway. But I can stop the other one from living. And obviously he's not got Misfortune on the board right now, so it's not like he's actually getting himself closer to a level up, so that's fine. We just go big on the board. We can't even maybe even think about pack mentality next turn. We can just massively think about pack mentality next turn. Because it near enough means that he has to defend himself like everywhere on the board. Okay, we can actually go with Troll Chant here just to keep these things alive. So we can go with additional health here and then minus attack there, which just means that we keep both of those things alive. So we go into pack mentality with less things on his side of the board to defend himself with. So he's removed. All our stuff's been removed. We keep all of our stuff. Pack mentality. What do you do about the situation? I mean, it's just done. As much as he wants to play Howling Abyss, I feel like this is the better move. Okay, so he still keeps that alive. Still keeps that alive, but its health is going to be going down considerably. So, with its health going down considerably, pack mentality just becomes like so amazingly, like even with the baby Yetis, this attack becomes amazingly good. Potentially make it rain could remove 2 of our big units, but yeah, no, that is just. I mean, he started the emote game, okay? Before he started going BMing and saying I'm BM, he started the emote game. So I still maintain this is my opponent's fault that this happened. Okay, we still go forward with everything because he basically has to defend himself like in like the best ways that he can. He's nowhere near being deep, so that's not going to get out of the situation. Obviously, he can still put this in front of one of these two for the better trades, but if he wants to try and like save his life, he needs to be putting these out in front of the situation. We do still have the ability to use Landmark, which I honestly do not mind. He's lost one of his big things. He's still got the ability to tip my Nexus, but he is only alive on 1 health right now. There is still an overwhelm minion amongst my minions, as well as the fact that I've got the ability to summon another. I mean, oh, that's lethal!
Fortune favors the bold.
Fortune favors the bold, but also I could just kill you right now. I could just kill you right now. The one thing that actually no, so let me just kill you. I mean, a big part of me is like, I want to play the Landmark, but the other part of me is like, just take the win, okay? As much as he wants to see that, we'll just take the win. Oh, yes. So that was the Howling Yetis deck. A lot of fun. Definitely actually got a number of wins, but to be fair, we were only playing on normals, so it can be, that's like something to remember that we weren't on the ladder. But a lot of fun. It's more the fact that, like, I didn't really get to utilize the Landmark, but when the Landmark did get involved, it was just funny. Admittedly, the one where it really got involved, we got countered in the end, but it was an hilarious match nonetheless. But please let me know if you use this deck. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below, as well as the fact that I said you can still catch me on Twitch on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays if you want to come catch this action live. There is also the giveaway, as I said, for the Twisted Fate cards going on over there, as well as there will be some on this channel next week at some point when the cards go live, as well as the fact that, like, you know, there's always reveals going on this thing, so if you haven't already subscribed, why not do so and enjoy yourself. There's also the Discord down below if you want to join the Discord and join this lovely community of like-minded people who love gaming, love having a good time and a laugh, that you can join as well. So all these links down below if you want to get involved with them, but do not feel forced. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy your time, and until next time, bye! Flash of brilliance that could save me. Save me! That doesn't save me. Okay. Is there anything from you? Save me. That doesn't save me. Okay. Get rid of this and get rid of this. Find something that can save me.